Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to do a brunette Barbie inspired look. If you want to see the look that I'm copying or whatever, you can go to my blog and I'll put a picture of it on there because I don't, YouTube probably wouldn't like that very much if I did that. But you can go to my blog and you can see it on there. But I don't want to, waste too much time because this video might already be really long, I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Oh, before I forget, you could also use this look for a blonde Barbie also, but I don't exactly have a blonde wig, and I don't have blonde hair, so I figured I'll just go for the brunette Barbie. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is I'm going to prime my eyelid with Soft Ochre Paint Pot from MAC. Really, any kind of primer will do. This is just to help it stay on, and it's going to make it a little bit more vibrant. Next, I'm going to be using the Ammo palette from Urban Decay. I'm going to be taking a big fluffy brush. Okay. And I'm going to be using Sin, which is this color right here. And I'm just going to go all over the eyelid with that. Next, I'm going to be taking a smaller fluffy brush, and I'm going to be also using the Ammo palette, and I'm going to be using this Grifter color right here. It's a very like lavender glittery color. And I'm going to pat this onto my lower lid. Okay, next I'm going to be using another paint pot, and this is black ground. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat brush. Maybe you guys can see that. I'm going to get a little bit on the brush. I don't want to get too much on there at a time. And right here where your crease would be, I'm just going to pat a little bit into that little crease. I'm just going to do this a couple times. Okay, it's going to look kind of weird at first, but it'll get better. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking my MAC 217 brush. And I'm going to also be using the Ammo palette. I'm going to be using Last Call, which is this darker purple right here. It's a pretty dark purple. And I'm just going to go right up over what I just did with the black. I'm going to do this several times. And the second time I do it, I'm going to kind of push it up into my brow bone. I'm going to take that same color, and I'm going to be taking a small dome brush, dip it in the Last Call again, and I'm just going to go up underneath the eyelid with it on the lower lash line, underneath the eyelid. I'm just going to bring it down here onto the lower lash line up around it. Since you don't want to look like you got punched in the eye, don't worry, it's going to get toned down underneath. Alright, I'm going to be taking the same first brush that I used, this little smaller fluffy brush, and I'm going to just be taking that Grifter color, and I'm going to go right up underneath where I just put the dark down there. Okay, I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics. Now, it doesn't come with these exact colors. This is the custom palette that I made. I'm going to be using this pink color right here. And on the back, if you want to know exactly what it is, it's a Warm Matte series. It's BHWM01. I'm sorry, 01. That helps at all. I'm going to be using this one, and this one's a little bit more, way more pink. Okay, so I'm just going to take, this is an angled fluffy brush. Any little fluffy brush will do. Take that pink. I'm going to go right up on the brow bone with it. Then I'm going to go back with this little small fluffy brush, and I'm going to go back to the Ammo palette, and that Sin color, I'm just going to barely tap it in there and just go over what I just did with the pink, and that's just going to soften up that pink a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back over, with the grifter right on the eyelid. Now, I don't know if you can see all this little glitter specks everywhere, but I'm going to show you how to get rid of those. Just take your pressed powder. Any pressed powder will do. I'm just going to take the little sponge and just pat over all that glitter, and this is going to help to eliminate most of it. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is the Maybelline Gel Liner. It's just in Blackest Black. And I'm actually going to be using the little brush that it comes with because I actually really like it and it seems to work really well. Now, Barbie's eyeliner goes with her eye and then wings out, and it's pretty bold, so this is what I'm going to use. I'm just going to be using the little bitty brush that it comes with like this. I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush. I never like to get a whole lot on there at once because I find that, you know, if you make mistakes, it's a lot easier to correct them if you don't already have the bold line, because you can always make your line thicker. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, just to kind of darken it up and make it a little bit more black, is I'm just going to be taking a black liquid liner, and this is from L'Oreal, Carbon Black Telescopic. Okay, now next I'm just going to take a little bit of mascara because we're going to be using false lashes for this. And this is the L'Oreal Double Extend Tubes, which I love. And I'm just gonna, hers goes out like this instead of going up, go out. And do the same thing on the bottom. I'm gonna drag them this way. If you want, you can even put false lashes on the bottom to give it that really dull look, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, next we're going to apply false lashes. I'm going to be using, this is actually, this is what they look like. They're called the Revlon Fantasy Links, and they actually have a self-adhesive on them, but I've already used them once, so it's pretty much came off, but you can reuse lashes. So this is what they look like, the box anyways. So I forgot to tell you guys that I'm actually using the Ardell Lash Grip eyelash adhesive, and it's the waterproof one. It's clear, like it goes on white, and then it'll dry clear. Like as you can see, there's little like white specks or whatever, and they're gonna kind of feel weird at first if you've never wore them. They're gonna kind of feel like you have something like on your eyelashes, like butterflies or something. You'll just take like your black, like any black matte color will work. This is just Carbon from MAC, and just go right over where that glue is at. Now you can take your just mascara that you used before. Like I said, I'm using the L'Oreal Double Extend Tubes, and I'm just gonna blend the lashes together. Okay, next we're gonna be moving on. The next thing we're gonna do is cheeks. Now I'm gonna be using two different things. This is the Maybelline Dream Mousse, and it's in Rose Petal. So it looks like this. I'm just gonna use my finger for this. I love the way this stuff feels. And I'm just going to, sorry, I get it like under my nail. I'm just gonna kind of blend it out. Alright, next I'm going to be using a blush from Laura Geller, and it's in Ethereal Rose Baked Powder is what it says. It looks like this. If you guys can see that. It looks a lot like the Rose Petal blush. I'm going to be taking the mousse blush. I'm going to be taking a MAC 116 brush. And I'm just going to go right over everything I just did. All the way back to the hairline. And you can use a lot of, if your brush sheds, just kind of pull it off. You can use a lot of blush for this. Alright, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using, this is Shell from MAC. Just a highlighter like this, and a dupe for this is actually it's actually a lipstick, but it's from NYC. I'm not exactly sure what the color is, but it's exactly like this. I'm just going to be taking my middle finger, and I'm just going to kind of rub it around in there. I'm going to go right up here on the cheekbone. Now next I'm going to go over it. I'm going to be using MAC Silver Dust, and it's just a powder like this. It's very concentrated, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be taking a fan brush like this. This is actually from e.l.f. Just going to tap it in here. Then I'm going to tap it in the lid and just kind of get all that off. I'm going to go right over what I just did. Do the same thing on both sides. This brush is super soft. I've actually never used this brush before until now. And I guess you guys can see that glow right there. Okay, next for the lips. Okay, I'm going to be using, this is Pinky from NYX. Sephora makes one, and it's like fuchsia, funky fuchsia. So as you can see, they're pretty similar. So I'm just going to go kind of like in a little V shape right here, and then I'm going to bring it down, kind of like a heart. I'm just going to round it out. I'm turned like this so you guys can see what I'm doing, but yet I'm looking over here, so I don't know if that looks weird. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of bring it down. You don't really have to go all the way. I mean, you can. It's just going to really help help everything to stay on. Okay, next I'm going to do the bottom, and her bottom kind of goes out a little bit further and then around, but for the most part her bottom lip is shaped a lot like mine. It's just a little bit wider through here. Okay, there's your base color. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a lip brush. And this is from NYX and it's in the color Flower. It's just really pink. Very pretty. Matches the lips. You can, apply it straight from the tube or you can use a brush. I'm just going to be using a brush because I'm not going to use a whole lot of it. If you put it on the center, it's going to make your lips look a lot more full. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using Sassy Lassie from MAC. It's a lip gloss. So her lips are very glossy. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using Charcoal Brown from MAC, and I'm going to just do my eyebrow. I usually do not do this last, but honestly I completely forgot to do it. So I was like going around with like one eyebrow done and one of them not. So there we go. There's your fun Barbie inspired tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.